an alum of NJIT, was one of the star players for when they won Collegiate Star League a couple years ago, in fact. Sola coming in and putting in that work at his expense, and now will draw his blade against the top dog in Syrup, who has gone with the Ness for this top 8 to kick off Winter Semifinals.
Okay, so I know he was playing Leech all day, whether it was for the bit or he wanted to get it better, and that's one thing. But I know for a fact that Syrup actually really does not like playing Steve specifically into hero. So this Ness is normal for him when he fights Sola. And he usually does pretty well in this match. Like, you know, obviously, like I said earlier, Ness and Luke really struggle against sword characters. But Hero is an enigma, and matchups don't matter to him because what if he just turned green?
Yeah, no, it's just one of those things, right? You want to talk about RNG in video games. Hero can kind of do that to you, but yeah, you're gonna throw out that projectile. It's gonna catch off stage, and Syrup is gonna have no chance to recover as Sola gonna go ahead and take flight. And indeed, Sola cleared for takeoff. Syrup going to try to put a hamper on that as the teleportation back to the stage comes through. And that bounce, goodness gracious, you want to talk about things that just absolutely neuter you if you are Ness. And is what I would say if you didn't have that up air at hand. You do have to put yourself at risk, but man, oh man, is the reward sometimes worth it.
100%. I mean, the main focus that Syrup's going to be focusing on here really is just getting up to this hero and forcing him away from any spells, like not giving him any time to breathe. The second Sola finds one strong hit, like a back air there, you give him time to read that menu, spells trouble for us, especially if you get a spell as strong as Accelerado as Bounce, or maybe even, we're seeing him here, he's just letting it rip, and suddenly the next aerial might just take a stock. Syrup's got to be careful right now.
It's a rough go of it, especially because you're seeing it build up just a little bit, right? And Sola doing well to get out of there, realizing the danger that was at hand. That up smash, you know, keep in mind, it's the shortest ceiling on the competitive stage list. So you're having to negotiate that as well. Syrup well aware of the danger that yo-yo can present, which is such a weird sentence to say in out of context. But Sola now going to pursue with the PK Thunder and tagging him up and just knocking him around, but Sola doing well to negotiate it until you get zapped in the face. That is just a rough way to go out, but Sola, it comes with the territory when you're facing off against Syrup. That's why you got to steal your sword and get ready for it. Now we're at one stock apiece.
Yeah, but Sola still got the Accelerator online, prolonging his lead as much as he can. Syrup, of course, is trying to get back into this game and find as much damage as he can with his Ness before Sola is able to take a step back and think once more. I mean, like, these leads have been far and few in between, but, like, when Sola finds the lead, like, he makes it count. You're already up 50%, trying to find as much side piece as you can. And here comes the jab block from Syrup, and of course, making do himself, he just did 70% off of the jab block. This man's insane. Yeah, and that gets the game! He got hit at 20 and then lost the game.
Yeah, no, I mean, Syrup will just sometimes do that. He'll decide that he wants to win. And so he did. That's just how it is sometimes. And especially if you're Sola, you're doing so well to even get back to stage. And Syrup just says, hey, sucker, this is what I wanted to... I threw that before I even came into the room. Like, I don't even know what you're... how you counterplay this, how you come to expect it, apart from just you have to get hit by it 1,000 times in the hope that you're ready for it and for attempt 1001. Go into Battlefield here, and I don't know, what do you think this gives Sola, especially given the Corrin counterpick?
Okay, so I had this conversation with Google. Shout out to Google, I love that guy, right? Sola is a very neutrally sound player. Right? So, honestly, while his hero is also very good, has a lot of hero shenanigans, his Corrin is also very good. So we bring up to a stage like Battlefield where if you've got a good neutral and you can know how to Corrin combo, you would just take the stocks all the way up the top of the ceiling, as we're seeing Sola go for already, and you could just find destruction on a stage like this.
Ooh. Yeah, and that's the whole thing, is like, I don't think Sola's the kind of person that really needs to rely on hero shenanigans. Like, you are pretty decent with that blade enough. And I guess the plethora of projectile options that Hero can provide you, as well as things like balance and the occasional thwack, it doesn't hurt either. But just given the blade and a little bit of reach, I think you're doing just fine for yourself. Certainly, Corrin provides that all the time with an F smash, the range that that she has, second longest in the game. No, third now. Oh goodness me, Syrup just tagging her around, not really able to get any sort of foothold on this, and now missing with the back air. And that's the whole thing. Like, if you're not confident with your hitboxes as Corrin, that's when you're in real trouble. So Sola needs some sort of way into this matchup, because this is kind of looking rough right now.
Yeah, the thing that Sola is really doing here is he's playing very patiently, right? He's not really willing to commit to some of these game plans. Struggling to find any openings right now. And Syrup is taking full advantage. Finds another back throw right there. Honestly, like, Sola just cannot find an opening right now, because Syrup again and again has just been doing the same thing, whether he's playing Lucas, Ness, or even Steve, just getting in, finding a combo, and not letting go until the game is over. And as I say that, dude, he went for it all.
Yeah, I mean, there's patient, and then there's like, well, hurry up and wait. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Eventually, you are going to have to stick your sword out, and Syrup, very liable to punish that, as that, again, even though it might be a 2-stock, it's going to knock him right into the hitboxes, and Syrup knows exactly where he wants Sola to be, is going to set it up and knock it right down. That's Syrup 2-0, and Sola, the Corrin counterpick, simply did not work, and that's a rough go of it for Sola. Probably a knock to the confidence. We saw a little bit of that in game number 1, as might have been indicated there, but now in this 2 with the Corrin, just yeah, you're throwing out hitboxes that simply are not hitting, and it's because of the amazing ability to drift back that that Ness has. It doesn't matter if you're picking Hero or Corrin. I mean, it doesn't really matter what character you are when you're getting hit and you're able to advance the way that Ness is through the air. It's a rough state of affairs for Sola, and now we're going to see Small Battlefield back onto the Hero.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think if anything at this point, like, your Hero's warmed up enough. You made it very close game number 1, so definitely not out of your grasp at all. I think sticking to the Hero here, sticking by your guns, sticking to your same game plan, because it obviously can work. It's just given that Syrup has been playing so well today, you just got to lock in here and hope that you're able to find openings and, not get down tilted and lose your stock at 28%. So, I mean, who's to say that happens again, right? Wishful thinking.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's one of those deals that, hang on. Yeah, Sola, again, getting batted around a little bit. And you're talking about maybe going back to the thing that that got you to the show. There's certainly a little bit of that. But Syrup, again, mixing it around, taking the chance of going to that platform instead of landing in the center of the stage like Sola so desperately wanted. And yeah, Syrup's kind of seen that movie before, knows the ending, doesn't mind spoilers in that instance. What matters is that Syrup not going to have the bracket run spoiled at the hands of Sola. Certainly not by the sword. 3 stocks to 2 now for the jersey number 1.
Here comes the Christmas colors, though. Sola trying to lock down here, trying to get the stock. There goes with the F-tilt. Just playing very patiently, staying grounded against Ness, which is a hard thing to do. Definitely easier said than done. Still able to do it there. And now, with a little bit of leeway, with balance on deck, with some space between you and Ness, you finally have time to read. You have time to hit the Scholastic Book Fair and find something in literally anything right now. And as I say that, finally evening up the game here, and Sola is, okay, that was, relax, calm down. We're not finding all that right now.
I mean, look, you got all the time in the world. You only get a little bit of time at the book fair. That's the whole thing. You got a lot of time to read the brochure, but you got to make that selection eventually. And now Sola, going to get hurried up a little bit, is closing down the deficit, but it's a deficit that still exists. And how much can you possibly do when you're going up again, taking that chance? That's the thing when you roll the dice. You can hit that 7, you can come up with snake eyes, and the latter happened there to Sola. not the sort of chance that you want to be giving up. And now at a last stock situation against Syrup, can you make up a little bit of ground? That bounce is certainly going to help, but Syrup, again, on the ledge, maybe in the corner, but that's where Prey is most dangerous, is it not?
100% right there, Stu. It's got to be careful here because, Sola could just one trick out of his hat and your stock could explode here. Speaking of tricks, the PK Thunder sending him all the way out there lands perfectly on top of Ness because the RNG. Ooh, I was going to say that, but the backer just deleting that shield. And Sola, if there's ever any time for him to come back, this might just be it.
Oh, man. And now you have all sorts of shenaniganry. Let's go ahead and open up the menu and see what's a la carte. Sola now going to make their way back to the stage. Syrup getting hit before the hitbox could come out. And now, oh man, this hero's got a little bit of swagger about it. The Psych Up on deck. Got all the buffs in the world. What can you possibly do? Get whiff punished and then back thrown. That's what you can do. So Syrup is going to win 3-0. And you saw something cooking there. I think that's the whole thing. You think you're cooking, and then you get lost in the sauce. I think that's what happened there with Sola. You tip that teriyaki bottle just a little too hard, and yeah, that's Syrup. I think respecting the effort that was put in at the end of that game number 3, certainly a commendable one by Sola. But then again, you have to admit it was a well-deserved 3-0 victory for the jersey number 1, who will advance to winners finals as a result of it.
Are you telling me a sober kid sold this rice?
What?
Like, I don't know, dude.
What? No, that's I mean, if anything, the exact opposite. But like we're seeing now, it was just the Corrin wasn't the play, plain and simple. Like very good character, obviously, in very capable hands with Sola. But, the hero, sometimes you just got to go with what provides a versatile array of options against a character like Ness that can sometimes struggle with things like that. But at the same time, this is the Ness that got Syrup into prominence to begin with. And this is, you're seeing just how potent it was, even in the face of a very good up-and-coming hero like Sober Kid Sola.
Oh yeah, 100%. We got to give full credit where credit is due. Syrup might be a full Steve main at this point, but this Ness is nowhere near bad anymore, right? Just recently, 2 weeks ago at Failsafe, right? Like Syrup ended up pulling out the Ness a couple times in bracket actually. I probably played more Ness than Steve in top 8. And just like the way he's able to balance between these two characters, able to force situations into, on paper, very different manners, but in practice, basically the same thing. Like, this is still Syrup. You see whatever character he's playing, it's still Syrup there. And Sola, of course, his classic Sola flair is like he's got really sound neutral, really sound ledge trapping, but just sometimes he'll just like have an idea and they'll just be so stubborn. He's like, I need to find this now. And if I find it, it'll be hilarious. It'll be end the game, and it'll be really funny. But if I don't, I lose. And I've seen sets where Sola's found it. It's like a 37% rate where he lands it, and I just completely made the number up. But it's definitely less than half. Like, he'll find it sometimes, like he did versus C at the circuit finale. But like the other times, you just go like just throw it to the wind and just do it. Like that's not a sound game plan. And someone like Syrup, who sees you sitting over there, charging up F's and Mac, he's just looking at you like, come on, man. Like, I am literally a I'm a top 50 player in the country. What are you doing? Who's falling for that?
Yeah, no, that's the whole thing. I mean, Sola did very well in order to get it to that point, but that's not really the time to be going into your comedic repertoire, and that's the whole thing with Syrup. Very aware that comedy, the comedy rule of 3. Well, how about a 3-0? I'm perfectly fine with that. Laughing all the way to the bank and into winners final. So now